Hi, hola, Drew.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bueno, chica.
Muy bien, chica.
No one has a voice and an accent like you. And when I hear your voice, I am immediately enveloped in this sensuality and joy. And by the way, being cute, funny, and sexy is like one of the hardest combinations to ever pull off. And that's the embodiment of who you are. And it's so fun to watch you in the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard movie because you're just a total badass action star. And it makes me think of Desperado, which was a movie where you and Antonio Banderas, who are back together again in this new movie. Will you take me back to that moment? Because I thought that movie really changed the industry. Robert Rodriguez, it was a new type of filmmaking.
Yes, he had done a movie only with $7,000.
Yep.
And he invented some special effects that were very low, very cheap special effects. Like he would put the camera on a wheelchair, to get the smooth shot because he didn't have a dolly. And he raised the money by lending his body for experimentation, drug experimentation. And it was a really interesting story. And Desperado was his first Hollywood movie. And Antonio at the time was the sex symbol. And I was just so lucky that I got that opportunity and that shot. And I couldn't believe myself. It almost, I had been told over and over and over, you'll never make it in this town. You will only play a prostitute, a drug dealer wife, or girlfriend, and housekeeper, because there's no other roles for you. And then here comes Robert Rodriguez, who gave us the opportunity for Latinos to have other kinds of roles. And that started my career.
What was that like, hearing that? I mean, that just frustrates me, and I want to scratch the faces off of people who would say that to you. What did you say to yourself when you would hear that?
It's really surprising that people that are in such high positions are so stupid. No, because I was thinking, there's 40 million Latinos in this country. They really care about the money. Well, there's an untapped, huge potential market here, and they were not seeing it. And I was like, wow. One time I remember there was one studio executive, and he said to me in these words, you know what? You were born on the wrong side of the border. Had you been born, on the right side of the border, probably you would be the biggest star in the world. But no matter how beautiful anybody thinks you are, no matter how good of an actress you are, the minute you open your mouth, the audience are just going to be reminded of their maids. And that's what he said to me. But they smarten up.
They really did. And I think it took people like you to change the minds. You're so right on a business level. That's such an ignorant statement. And one time I was told by a casting director, I was like 14 or 15, and child star, has been at 14. And I walked into an office and the casting director said, do you even know how lucky you are to be in this room right now? Nobody wants you. So just act very grateful. And I was like, I am. Thank you. And what I love hearing about your story is you come off as the most empowered, loving, open, vivacious, effervescent woman. And if we can only take those kind of experiences and try to change minds without becoming bitter or being angry about it, that to me is rocket fuel to say, okay, I hear you, but I still want to keep going. I don't want to let that stop my dreams. And
yes.
So thank you for...
Thank you. Is it okay if I ask you a question?
Please.
Am I allowed?
Are you kidding? It's a conversation.
So I'm going to interview you, I think.
I
because
love this.
But I really want to know this, and I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to know that. I had it hard, and I know how hard it is, but I was older. And I don't know any other child actor that had so much attention like you did, and that had to go through those hard times and the rejection at 14. I have a teenager, and I have 4 stepchildren that have gone through that age. And they have so much scrutination right now, with all the social media and stuff.
Yes.
I really want to know, how did you find the strength at 14 to keep fighting?
I will answer by saying it was the best training ground for social media. I will say that. I think that dealing with rejection as a young person is something that everyone is going to feel. When you're that age, rejection is rejection. And to have the perspective of what is real and important, who do you need to know the truth, to not feel like you have to prove everything all the time to everyone out there. And you just have to look to the people who are very real around you and make sure in their eyes that you're okay. It took me harsh lessons to learn that, but it's a great way to navigate social media.
If it only becomes real if you let it hurt you.
Yes, which harkens back full circle to you as, an up-and-coming actress, and then I went through the same cycle of having to hear things that weren't easy to hear, but you turn it into your strength. And I think even become more compassionate to everyone around you. If you didn't like the way that felt, then you speak to everyone else with even more grace, even more compliments, even more kindness. And you say, great, thank you. You just taught me a lesson on how not to ever treat another person. So thank you very much for that lesson.
Let's add to that. Come on, Drew, how fun it is that they said to you and to me, nobody wants you. And we're part of the generation, although you're much younger than me, of actresses that also became entrepreneurs, producers. We are unstoppable, girl. We not only did that, we did so much more. And, they told us we're not going to last.
And maybe it's all really great training for motherhood, too, because I think about all the lessons I learned. And your daughter, Valentina, is 13. What is she into now, by the way?
I can tell you a couple of things, and only because it's you. She loves perfumes. She's crazy about perfumes. She loves you, and she loves Lana Del Rey, and because she loves music, and she knows so much about horoscopes. She really is into horoscopes, and she's quite impressive. I mean, I have a lot of people who ask her, "Can you do mine? Can you do my chart? Can you do my chart?" And she's done your chart.
I've never had my chart done, by the way.
And we'll send you your chart.
Well, we have 1 minute left. And by the way, I have to tell you, watching you do your stunts in the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard movie was so incredible. What was it like to do all your own stunts? No joke, it's hard and scary. How did you do it?
I know, but it gives me a lot of pride to be, in my 50s and still be able to do the stunts. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to show them I can still do it. And I did. I was in a lot of pain the next morning, but right in the moment, I had a lot of adrenaline.
I have nothing but admiration for you. I used to be able to pull off a Charlie's Angels, and now I would be in traction the next day, hanging upside down in a chiropractor's office.